intro on my 2 dromedary camels and a little bit about how I take care of them and just a little more information on them. So I hope you enjoy it. This is Baby. He's one of my 2 dromedary camels. Baby will be 6 years old this coming January 2013. Baby is big. He's very sweet and he's very dusty. This is Nessie. She's 3 years old. She is a female, so she's a little smaller than Baby, plus she's quite a bit younger. She's a darker color. It's called a chocolate. And you can see she's losing her coat for the summer here. And they always lose it on their necks first, and that's because that's the part they're easily able to scratch off and rub off on the branches. It just comes off like this. It's really fun to pick. And it's really, really soft. You can make stuff out of it. I don't, but you can. What the camels are eating here, and this is their primary diet, it's called Bermuda hay. It's a more low protein hay. It's a lot less rich than alfalfa. Being a desert animal, they really can't handle high protein or rich diets. So this is their staple. I don't really have a set amount that I give them, just kind of keep feeding them and keep feeding them. Price-wise, it costs about as much to feed a camel as it does a horse. But they love their hay. They also love eating all the cactus and the mesquite. They'll eat things that you could not even believe. They'll eat thorns, cactus pads, they'll chew through branches. They love to graze in that way. What Nessie just decided to claim were alfalfa pellets. They basically are little cylinders of pressed alfalfa, and I give this to them. Go. 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 I give this to them basically only to give them their supplements in. They get a variety of supplements, which I'll show in a little bit. And this is just a great, easy delivery system to make sure they get it. Otherwise, they're good just on the Bermuda hay. They shouldn't have grain. They shouldn't have anything that's rich, high protein, anything like that. Not at the camera. So they really enjoy and thrive on a very bland diet. It's like World War III breaking out right here. Baby, come here. Come here, babe. Even though Baby's a lot bigger, Nessie really is the dominant camel. She's a lot more built. Baby has some lameness issues in his back legs that have really given her the advantage. Plus, he's a big baby. No pun intended. Other than the hay, salt is a very important part of a camel's diet. They need to have it available at all times. This is a kind of hard, what's called a salt lick block. And those work, but what works even better is loose salt. It's easier for a camel to lick it up. They don't have the long extending tongue like a cow does, and that's what these are really used for. And this is sort of a flavored, like novelty salt lick just for fun. These are the camel's vitamins. They get this every day, mixed on top of the alfalfa pellets. We've got a multivitamin, which is just a little bit of everything. It's got biotin, vitamin D, potassium. Then apple cider vinegar, which is very good for all animals, but I like it too because it helps the powders to stick to the alfalfa, and I kind of have a little extra insurance that they're actually eating it. This is a vitamin E and selenium combo. Selenium is very important to camels as a dietary supplement, especially in areas where selenium is deficient, which is a lot of places in the US. And this is Elevate. This is a pure vitamin E powder. And this is a little spray bottle. I spray on the apple cider vinegar with it. So the correct combination is 1 scoop of the alfalfa powder, 3 or 4 sprays of the apple cider vinegar, just enough to kind of get it wet. It helps the powder stick so they don't lose any. 2 scoopfuls of the selenium and vitamin E combo. 2 scoops of the natural vitamin E. Nessie only gets 1 of these though. Baby's on 2 because of the weakness in his back legs. And 1 scoop of the vitamin E pellets. And then I just kind of just mash it around. They love this. I mean, they eat it so quick. And now it's all done and we're ready to give it to them. The camels get fresh water every day. They love fresh water. They love drinking out of the hose. If they hear it turn on, they'll come over and drink. If it's dirty at all, they really don't like it. They won't touch it. Camels have a reputation of going without water for a long period of time, but those camels are desert camels and they've been conditioned to do this. You can see baby's pretty tall. He's about 7'3" at the hump. These are very large animals and you do want them to respect you. You don't really want to roughhouse with them when they're babies and play around with them when they're all bouncy and cute. Because when they're this big, you really don't want them pushing you around. And you should be able to just touch them and then to walk away. That's really the ideal response. You're the big camel. They shouldn't know that you're weaker than them and you want them to leave the area. If they push back, swing their neck and come at you, that can be really, really dangerous. What Nessie has on her face is a halter. It's similar to the type that is used on a horse, but it's actually made for a camel. It sits differently on their faces and allows more room here because camels love to yawn and they need to have room to stretch their jaw. It looks very similar, but horses' heads are, say they're vertical and a camel's head is horizontal, so they really don't sit the same. And I'll show you how I put on a halter. This is baby's halter, and baby was taught to put his halter on when he was little. It was just easier knowing that he was going to be so much taller to have him lean his head and put his nose through. So he just kind of leans his head down and sticks it through, which I will show you right now. Baby, put your halter on. Good, baby. This should walk with you really easy and really gentle, and it's important to start when they're young. Ho. They should stop good too. I like to say ho, and I taught them this by, I would stop my back into them when they were little to stop. They should turn easy too and move off with pressure just like a horse. Good, Nessie. And this is just a clip, and it clips right onto the halter like that. It's really easy. A lot of people wonder about camels' feet and if they need to be shod like a horse, and no, they don't. They don't have a hard nail on the bottom of their foot like a horse does. It's actually a soft kind of gel-like pad. The only foot maintenance a camel needs is they need their little toenails filed if they become too long, which Nessies are in good shape right now. Sometimes it doesn't even need to be done if they're on a large rocky pasture, but on softer soil you'll probably have to file them. Up, up. Just like a horse, I've taught the camels to be able to hold up their feet for filing or to check for other problems. When you touch it, your finger kind of sinks into it. It's pretty cool. The inside of a camel's mouth is also very interesting. They have no upper top teeth. It's just a hard palate, and the sides of their gums are kind of look like a koosh ball, and it allows them to eat thorns and other sharp plants. This is the camel's pasture. It's about 2 acres. It's fenced with something called barbless wire, and the top is supposed to be electric, but my box was actually hit by lightning, so that's something I gotta fix. Camels are really hard on fences. They're extremely strong. As you can see here, it isn't hard for them to push or manipulate it to destroy the fence, and it really helps if it gives a little of a zap. They can easily take down a lot of fences, and that's probably the most negative thing about owning camels. They really don't respect them, and if they want something on the other side, they'll go and get it. In addition to the pastures, the camels also have what's called a round pen. So mine is more of a bent, deformed square. The round pen is good because you can bring the camels into it and you can work with them privately and in a contained area. It was also good for when baby was recovering from his lameness. I kept him in here so he didn't have to compete with food with Nessie. This is just a nice thing to have. It's a lot more sturdy than the fences, and it's really great for training. Camels really do need a pasture or other large area. They don't do good in small pens or stalls. They get bored very easily. They're very intelligent animals. They really need room to browse on things and just to be able to walk around. I would never think of boarding one or keeping one in a stall. And that concludes my camel video. I hope you learned a lot about camels and how to take care of them. You can say bye. Say bye, Nessie. Say bye. Nope. Nessie, do you know how many times I've had to glue that back together?